Hello everyone and welcome back to The Perfect Shade Behind the Scenes with me, Neonburgundy. We're halfway through the album right now, so you already know what the deal is. I'm gonna take you behind the scenes. I'm gonna give you an in-depth look. You must have rolled in that 20 on your insight check because that's exactly what you're gonna get. And this time, we're doing it with one of my most favorite tracks on the album, Trust, track 5. So right off the bat, we have this reversed section. The section that's reversed is actually the very end of the song when it's just those laser synths. Once again, on The Perfect Shade, we're dealing with memories in hindsight. So thinking of going back in time, going back to the days, that's kind of the vibe I was going for with the beginning of this track. It's just a really cool transition. Sometimes you just gotta do it because it aesthetically feels good. We also got this wavy pad going on in the background, kind of a little cold, a little arctic, a little icy. Listen to this song with headphones. You'll notice that the lasers are going bam, 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 bam. And then when that bass comes in, it feels so sexy when it comes in. I literally feel like Michael Jackson just doing his little hip thrust. It's just nice and steady beat. This other kind of alarm synth. Ooh. I think I was trying to channel some of The Weeknd in this song. Those 80s synths, but still keeping it modern and sexy. And the hi-hats, the way they come in and change up the whole vibe of the song. And I wanted to pair that theme of sexiness with trust. Trust is sexy. If I can trust in you, that's sexy. And the way that bump, 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 that stays persistent after it comes in on the second verse. Keep it going, add some more movement to the song, just the bass by itself. Bring the drums and the hi-hat. Bring everything back. And then take it all back for a second. Let it breathe. Bring the lasers back. Sex appeal and trust. Those two things go hand in hand. Trust.
Do you trust in me?
Do you trust in me? Question mark.
I don't think you do.
Well, I don't think you do. Statement.
I don't know if I trust in
And I don't know if I trust in you. The doubt. There's doubt in this relationship. We've been going back and forth on this album between I love it when you do this, I hate it when you do this. The flip-flopping, it's reaching a boiling point, to the point where I cannot flip-flop any longer. We need to have a serious talk. We need to talk about trust. Trust is fundamental in a relationship. If you don't have trust, what do you got? In terms of plugins, we're dealing with a lot of plugins that we've already seen before. Of course, there's the Red 2 EQ and the Red compressor. There's the auto pitch. There's the small hall reverb, which the last time we heard it, I believe, was in Ride. Interesting enough is the last song where we kind of get the negative side of the relationship. So we're going back and forth, right? Seekers of the Heart is kind of like the negatives. Bestest is the positives again. Ride is the downsides of the relationship. Chase Me is the positives. So here we are back on trust. These experiences are starting to get closer and closer together. By the time we get to the next song, it's all crashing together, baby. We got the delay as well. Real simple. Trust. Do you trust in me? Trust. Do you think of me as someone you can believe in? I'm expressing my doubts to you, and I think you have doubts about me. I think maybe we both know that this relationship isn't working out. And yet, we're continuing this cycle of fighting and getting back together and loving and falling and fighting and getting back together. And the cycle, it's vicious. These chorus vocals are doubled.
Turn your screen 180 degrees. Turn your screen 180 degrees.
With one having a lot more delay feedback than the other. The reverb on the chorus line changes to medium room reverb. So we go from a small hall to a medium room. We go from kind of this intimate asking of a question, trust, do you trust in me? To these proclamations of this is why I don't trust in you, into this medium room. You turn your screen 180 degrees. You take moonlight calls when I fall asleep. These are all real sus things you're trying to do right now. And I'm I'm onto you, buddy. And even when we fight, you don't want to leave. What is it that you see in me? You can't even give yourself the self-respect to leave. I can't even give myself the self-respect to leave. We've reached the stalemate here. The stalemate lands on trust, the fundamental problem of this relationship, the lack of trust. Then we get to the post-chorus, where the main line is, That's trust. Here we got that that auto pitch all the way up, super robotic sounding. We also got the chorus and the midnight and the delay and the small hall. In the post-chorus though, things start clashing a bit. There's a lot of things being said in this post-chorus. We have, that's trust. Trust, I'm talking about trust. How do you want me to tell you that I trust you? It's thoughts clashing. It's the dialogue between these two. How am I supposed to trust in you, my darling? I'm trying to trust in you too. We didn't even talk about the ad-libs. It's like mocking and it's like really over dramatized. And it's also kind of the secret.
Trust.
Ooh, yes.
Trust in me.
I don't know if I trust in you. Trust.
That's just.
The ad-libs harmonize a little bit there.
Trust in me.
Nice. These deep voices are kind of the underlying thoughts. I wish I could say this to you. Second verse is the same as the first verse. However, you know, we switched to a more falsetto, light and airy voice to show you that like seriously, like, do you trust in me? Because I don't think I trust in you. The beat gotta drop out for a quick second so you can understand what I'm talking about. I'm talking about trust. That bass adds such groove to this song. Verse 3, let's get it. Sleeping by the fireplace just to get warm, even when I offer up my bed as a home. I'm used to us sleeping in the same bed, but now you're taking these moonlight calls, and I'm feeling cold, even underneath all these sheets. I gotta sleep by the fire. Twin bed living, I feel so alone. When you cuddle in a twin bed, you're nice and close to each other, but when you're alone, you really get the sense that you are alone. In this twin bed, twin, like there's two of them. However, a twin bed's really made for one person. Twin bed living. And much like cuddling in a twin bed, I gotta make space for you. I've been making space in my heart for you, but you don't do what you promised to. But you know what? I do. I remain faithful. I tell you what I feel, and still you continue to turn your screen, leave in the middle of the night. It sucks, man. This situation's starting to really suck now. The low vocals come in now. 180 degrees. Just ripping off the main chorus line. We also have this additional harmony that comes in on the chorus line. Adds a little bit of tension to it. I'm curious what kind of harmony that actually is. Let's get the MIDI out. Okay, so we got F, D, F, D, D sharp. Those are our three notes we're working with. And then the low harmony. C, A sharp. Seems like we're dealing with a fourth there. I could save your soul, baby. I know it's a fever dream. Ugh. I could make you whole, but you don't want to change for me? I'm trying to salvage this relationship that lacks the fundamentals. You don't want to put in the effort. You don't want to change for me. What else is there left for me to do? It's a frustrating situation to be in. I'm reaching my high notes. I'm giving you nice and airy and light. Like, I want you to know how much I'm trying here. And I add the 12-bit reduction there, which gives it that like scratchy digital feeling, because it's like my feelings are going unheard. You might as well just bury them under the bits. Oh, and I'm just screaming out now. Ooh. Yes. What you see in me? I'm asking, what do you see in me? Why do we keep doing this? And yet, even when we fight, you don't want to leave. I'm still begging, don't leave, because I think we can work this out. You just gotta trust in me. You just gotta believe. It's from my perspective. You just have to trust in me. You just gotta believe. It's also a plea from his perspective, saying, you just gotta trust in me, you know? This song has been conflict. The song has been doubt. I don't know if I can trust you. I don't know if I could take your word. And I'm here to remind you that, remember,
I trust you with my heart.
I trust you with my heart. Defeated, disappointment, and with kind of the line left hanging. It's like, well, what's your response? The silence of the room fills the air. It pierces my heart. Where will that bring us to next? You'll have to find out next week. Thank you so much for joining me on this insight and trust, and I'll see you guys next week.
Turn your screen 180 degrees. You take moonlight calls when